spent in a miserable way.
Beto ORourke to Oprah Ill decide on 2020 run before the end of this month. Politics. Then, after telling Winfrey he has been thinking. Since shattering fundraising records and becoming a viral sensation on the way to a close Senate loss in November, ORourke has weighed turning the national brand and massive donor email list he amassed into a presidential campaign. But he's largely, instead, ORourke recently set out alone on a week-long road trip, blogging about his stops on Medium. He has also used, meanwhile, two efforts to draft him into the 2020 race and prepare infrastructure that could be handed over to an eventual campaign have launched. One has hired staff. Before saying yes to a presidential run, ORourke said, he wants to make sure that his family, including his wife, Amy, and his 3 children, who are 12, 10 and 8 old. ORourke, to raise $80 million on the road to his loss to Republican senior Ted Cruz last. His comments largely focused on immigration, the issue on which he has focused most of his post-Senate campaign public and social media activities, and climate change, a topic on which he has faced sharp criticism from the left over individual fossil fuel company employees' contributions to his campaign. ORourke said he would seek a raising the topic of climate change on his own, he said. ORourke also said he would legalize so-called dreamers and documented immigrants brought into the United States as children, give their parents legal status and increase immigration quotas. He called Trump's push for a wall along the southern border a racist. The former 3-term congressman also discussed his meeting with former President Barack Obama in the weeks after his Senate run. He said Obama told you.
Raindrop, drip, drop top, top smoking.